Hello everyone and welcome back to the FilmBunker Podcast. My name is Nick. I'm here today with 4 people and they're going to introduce themselves.
Hey,
eventually.
I'm Simon. I thought we were going the other way. So I haven't watched anything since last time we spoke, so this should be interesting. I hope you guys have watched stuff.
Absolutely not. Hi, I'm Ben, here to contribute nothing.
I'm Matt, and by the time you're listening to this, I will have submitted my last assignment for the semester.
Hey.
So, that means I'll have a lot of time on my hands. So if any of our listeners want to hang out, grab a coffee, see a movie, sleep over. When I went to see 50 Shades Darker, they gave me a gift bag. So, the lube might be in date. Be my friend!
Jesus. What kind of friends have you got?
That went really downhill, yeah.
And this is Kelsey, and I'm really excited because I actually have something as an intro. I used the Childish Gambino figure out your tag name thing today, and I'm Extreme Watcher.
Nice.
That works.
I thought that was a Wu-Tang Clan.
It is.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, you just type it in. And
Yeah, because Childish Gambino used a random website.
Yeah, it's the Wu-Tang Clan thing. You just type it in.
Something like that.
It's
Okay.
Mine is Shrieking Prophet, which is just the coolest. I love it.
I mean, that is great.
I'm going to have to do this
You
after
don't really
the podcast.
shriek.
I'm going to do this now.
Just introduce ourselves as that from now on.
I guess. What's the site
Which
called?
Thomas the Tank
like
Engine are you?
Okay, what's the
John,
Wu-Tang Clan
the engine.
Okay.
I'm Peter, the engine.
So getting into actual topics, Kelsey, I know you saw Ocean's 8 this week, so I thought you might want to give a little wrap up about how it went. I know you did also write a review on the website, so if you want to read it there, you can go there.
I was, like we talked about last week, a little bit worried going in that it was going to be a typical Hollywood trying to include women in cinema, and that seems to be the only way to do it, is to replace all characters as females. So I was a little bit worried about that going in, and for me, I really enjoyed it as much as any other Ocean's film. I think that's kind of in a sentence, if I could say my thoughts. I enjoyed it as much
So
as
you
any
panned
other.
it, basically.
Well, that's the first thing my brother said. Last night he told me he read the review, and I said, "What did you think?" And he's like, "You definitely pandered to the audience in that review." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I thought I really liked Cate Blanchett, but I wasn't surprised by that. I've enjoyed her in a lot of stuff, and she was definitely strong. Same with Sandra Bullock. And I didn't hate Mindy Kaling as much as I thought I was going to, because I don't really like her that much. And the plot, I think overall, it's a heist film. Don't overthink
Generic
it.
plot heist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was all right.
And when it comes to heist films, is it better than Solo?
Ooh.
Because
That is confusing.
They're two heist movies that have come out around at the same time.
I would say
consider Solo
on
heist
par,
Okay.
maybe
Right.
with Solo. So
Okay.
the whole thing around their heist, they are going to steal a diamond from the Met Gala.
Right.
So I guess straight away for me, with the original Oceans, they were going to rob 3 casinos. So that was a little bit of a stronger start.
Yep.
There's a bit of a reveal at the end of the film, which I won't necessarily spoil unless we can go into that. But it does reveal that the heist was in fact bigger. But I guess when the movie starts, you're kind of like, oh, is it just a diamond? Right,
Yeah,
at the Met.
I was going to say, does it have that step up? Because the Ocean's movies always had that kind of halfway through the actual heist, it stepped up a level where all of a sudden they were doing more than you thought they were.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't think it was that strong.
Okay.
So even the reveal, I was kind of like, oh, is that all? Yeah. So, and I just think the basis of the story being around the sister too, I don't know whether or not I bought that. Because you guys could correct me, but I don't remember any family members being mentioned. So it's kind of like an afterthought that he now had a sister, and then that can get the Oceans going still.
I'm not a fan of the whole sister, the relative tropes, the new generation of Skywalkers are doing this thing. In anything, I don't like how they just say, oh, he has a sister.
Yeah,
She
that's
does
what
the
it felt
exact
like.
same thing he does.
They're so alike.
Wouldn't they have
be
learned?
genetic.
Wouldn't they have learnt from their siblings? You're an idiot. Don't do it this way.
Well, doesn't she start in jail?
Yeah, exactly the
Yeah,
same
right.
opening sort of thing about her, going on bail or whatever, and are you rehabilitated and stuff. It literally almost the same as Ocean's 11, where it's like, you're going to be good? And she's like, of course I am. And then cut to her basically starting the cruise straight away. So, and then the Cate Blanchett and Sandra Bullock relationship was was interesting. But it did feel a little bit more rushed than George Clooney and Brad Pitt's relationship. Like that was a little easier to buy. So when they were kind of sparring, you know, it was entertaining. Whereas I think when they did, you wanted a little bit more about why they are friends and where this sort of came from. So yeah, I think overall, like, it's still entertaining and it's an Ocean's film. Like, I think if you like them, you're not going to be disappointed. But you know, it is what it is.
I do hope the next one is Ocean's 9, Just a Diamond.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Was there a good reason why they went with 8?
It was the number of people.
'cause it's a
Yeah,
number of
no,
people,
but why did they go down from 13 to 8?
I think they're going for another 3, so that
Yeah.
they'll have 8, 9, 10.
10.
Yeah,
11,
right.
12.
And they get
So was this actually a prequel?
No. Well, I don't know how much I can get into spoilers, but like
Please
Danny.
do.
As much as you want.
I'm never going to watch it.
In
so
the
neither.
film, Danny is dead, and she
Oh,
like
okay.
visits his
Yeah.
grave, but we
Oh.
don't know if it's true. It's alluded to a lot that like,
It's
of
just
course he faked it,
Yeah, yeah.
and his his death is on his tombstone is 2018. So a lot of people are like, what happened? When
Right.
did he fake it, and why? And nothing's really explained there.
This, how did he die in the future? It's never 2001.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess that's what people are talking about. It's just like, well, is that a nice thing that they did to sort of like let this new troop keep going? Then he's clearly either in the Bahamas pretending to be dead or is dead. So let's like leaves them room to do stuff. Or is that actually annoying?
Maybe they went with 8 actresses because there's only 8 actresses working in Hollywood. The same people just playing different humans that star in.
Is Rihanna one of them? Because isn't she part
She's
of the
in it.
squad?
She's in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
How
that's-
was Rihanna?
She was. I liked her character. Yeah, it was a little bit like she's just basically a stoner hacker. So that's
So
kind
she's Rihanna.
yeah.
Hey,
Doesn't have any lines.
How was Helena Bonham Carter?
Good, like better than I thought, because I'm kind of over her being the same version of something in every
Right.
film.
Yeah.
Like
She is Helena Bonham Carter all the time.
Yeah.
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 So I think she did a little bit of, like, she has a Scottish accent, which is really like, oh no, sorry, Irish. Which is a little bit gets you every time when you hear it.
You're right.
She's added to her repertoire.
But she's still a bit of a kooky character. Like she's a
Yeah.
fashion designer. That's how she gets into this crew, is because of her connection in the fashion world and stuff. So she is a little bit over the top as always, but less so than normal, I think.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
that's good. I was just hoping she wasn't exactly the same.
Yeah,
Because I probably will watch it, maybe not in the cinemas, but
yeah.
yeah.
She's actually playing her character from Harry Potter in it.
Yeah.
Bellatrix.
Damn muggles.
Yeah, had to go into the real world.
Yeah, after Voldemort's fall,
Yeah.
Bellatrix became a fashion designer involved in heists.
There's not a lot of good money at Hogwarts, believe it or not.
The next one might be Ocean 9 3/4.
Oh!
Yeah, I think also in the film there was a lot of, because technology has come a long way. I feel like when I watched the Ocean's 11 movies, there's technology involved, but there was a lot of, I guess, smart moves that they had to do to get around things. Whereas I felt like a lot of the time in this film, they'd run into a problem, and then Rihanna's character is just like,
I'm on it.
click,
Yeah.
done. Now that isn't a problem, guys. And you're like, great.
That's going to be a problem in the future. Everything's just fixed with like simple button clicks.
Yeah, how do we
or
make
hand
that?
swipes.
The whole movie is just a guy coding.
This is so intense. Yeah. So,
Yeah, Bitcoin heists.
Oh, that'd be so cool because we actually learn how the hell Bitcoin works. So I had no idea.
No, none at all. So I know, Matt, you said, moving on, you said you have seen Arrested Development, I think the new season?
Yeah, the first half of the new season, it's sort of been released in 2 halves, and roughly, I think it's 17 episodes all up for some reason, maybe a big finale episode, but yeah, I've seen the first 8 episodes. I thought they were good.
Oh, good. Thank you.
thank God.
Arrested Development holds a very special place in my heart. When I was 14 years old, I misrepresented myself on the internet as someone much older to write reviews for video games. So I'd get free video games sent to me. And a lot of the, which I realised could have got a lot of people into trouble.
Why didn't I think of that?
Buying presents for underage children. But, especially ones with a mouth like me.
Are you allowed to admit this on?
I don't know. I don't think I committed a crime. But they, you've got to watch this show, So my parents bought it for my 15th birthday, and to this day, they say it's the best present they've ever gotten me. And the most time I ever really spent with them as a teenager was watching that show, because
The only reason.
Not because they're your parents.
No. And so I think it gives me a bit of bias towards it too. Often I get heartbroken when something doesn't live up to my expectations, like People. But it was like season 4. I'm higher on it than most people. I think we've discussed briefly in another episode.
Yeah.
It came from different characters' perspectives because the cast couldn't be in the same place. It was an interesting experiment that didn't quite work because you're often getting the punchline before the setup, which was interesting, but it's too cute. It just
yeah, I agree completely. Like what they did with Maybe and David Cross's character and Portia de Rossi's character all going to India at the same time, and then you see that in 3 different episodes, and by the end the dramatic irony is just like slathered all over the place.
And when you put it together in your mind, you're like, oh, that's really clever. Huh.
Its greatest payoff, I guess.
Yeah, and Mitch Hurwitz has recut the episodes into like 22 new episodes, like season 4 into 22 episodes, which are I haven't watched them all, but they really do streamline the content, and
I agree.
It allows the jokes to like land a lot better. Season 5 is more linear. The first couple of episodes do have to catch you up because it's been 5 years since they did, which is almost the time between season 3 and 4, between 4 and 5. And it does need a little bit of catch up, which I don't think they really need to do, because fans of the show are fans of the show. They know what it's about. Go back and watch season 1 if you're confused. And but it felt like it's not 100% there, but I didn't regret watching it.
Did everybody return, or were there any characters that couldn't?
Everybody's returned. Portia de Rossi's got a much smaller role than I expected.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she retired acting recently.
Yeah, she said this is going to be her last. Yeah, you're right. Her last thing, but there's episodes where she's noticeably absent. I'm really surprised that Alia Shawkat, who plays Maybe, has such a big role. She seems to have really upped her, and she's really good in it. I think she's probably fast becoming my favourite of the cast, really, actually. And yeah, it's got the same sort of screwball, so many things happening, spinning plates things as the first 3 seasons. So it's worth checking out. What
was the basis for it returning? Was it just sort of one of those things where it was cancelled and the audience brought it back, or why
the fan base was quite rabid? It didn't really find an audience on Fox because
it was Fox.
Yeah, cats on toilets. Yeah. What happened to the damn cops? I want more cops. It didn't really find an audience. I think it sort of took word of mouth and to get people into it through DVD and other outlets. And then when Netflix got it, they were like, okay, I think it was one of the first Netflix originals.
It was.
Yeah.
I think other than Orange is the New Black, I think it was. I think Orange is the New Black, which from memory is House of Cards, and then Orange is the New Black might have been the second then, and then I think Rest of Development was very soon after that.
Yeah, and 8 years between season 3 and 4, that's a huge amount of time for a show.
And then by then, literally all of the cast had become so much more famous that it was almost impossible to like do it year by year. So that's why there's been another huge gap.
Yeah, I think it was kind of one of the first things to actually get that new life breathed into it. I think Family Guy got cancelled and brought back a couple of times.
I think that's what's interesting. That's going on a lot lately is these cancellations of very popular shows.
But then they get picked up again.
And then they're getting picked up again, which is a little while ago, that was almost impossible. When it finally got that cancellation, it was impossible to get it back. But we've already seen it happen, with fandoms sort of having a little bit more control, maybe just because of the involvement of the internet. Because Brooklyn Nine-Nine, same story. I think that was only cancelled for 8 days or something.
No,
and then
it was like 1 day.
Was it 1 day?
Basically a day.
It was the next
Isn't that
day.
insane? That was never a thing, and now we've got so many different platforms, I guess, that these things can have new life.
It used to ruin careers. Actors that were attached to sinking ships were not given roles. No, it was just as an Arrested Development tie-in. They almost didn't cast Jason Bateman because so many of his pilots didn't get picked up and all his shows got cancelled. They're
Wow.
like, is this guy really as likable as he seems?
Yeah.
That turned it around for him, obviously. Now he just plays nice dad and everything.
Yeah. And he's doing quite well.
Yeah, pays the bills.
Yeah, I think he's probably doing all right financially.
Oh, probably. You know.
They were getting 100,000 an episode for season 4 when it came out, which isn't like Friends money.
That's actually pretty low
For TV
for TV.
standards.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it seems like it's more a labour of love than anything, but
Yeah.
I would take 100,000 for an episode.
Oh, easily.
For one day's work.
I'll
But
eat
yeah,
feces. I'll do anything.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting with these shows getting like that long life of like 8 years between a season or whatever, and the actors are in love with it enough to keep them going, and yeah,
It's just the power of streaming content like this.
yeah,
It's
and
best.
fans have way more control than they used
Exactly.
to.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, you get almost 2 seasons guaranteed. And didn't Rick and Morty just get renewed for like
10?
Something ridiculous.
70 episodes.
7
No,
seasons.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Like,
which,
yeah, 70
which is
episodes.
70 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. Dan
What is it?
Harmon, I think, went to bat for that. Like,
Oh,
they
yeah.
were
Oh,
just
easily.
like, we know
that-
what we've
yeah,
got.
It took
Yeah.
them that long to renew it. I think it was them working out a deal because it was going to be that big. Yeah, 7 seasons is insane. It's actually insane.
Do you think it'll last for the other?
I don't know
seasons?
if you should
Oh, it
do
will.
anything for 7
I know.
years.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
relationship.
on that, I'm sure you guys have heard about the Lord of the Rings series that Amazon
Yes.
is
Yep.
doing.
Yeah.
That's already you haven't heard about.
No,
it?
I have not heard
All
this.
right, so that's already slated for 5 seasons. It hasn't even started
It
yet.
hasn't existed yet.
And
Oh.
it's already
got
slated for.
5
It is
years.
already the most expensive TV show ever made, just because they paid so much money for the rights. I think it was something like $500 million for the rights to make this show.
I think it was
That's
$1 billion.
amazing.
Or was it $1 billion?
It was $1 billion.
It was $1 billion. Yeah, it's already the most expensive show ever made. It hasn't even. They haven't even gotten into
And
production
that's
yet.
just casting.
Yeah.
That's one actor.
Yeah.
Get Viggo Mortensen back.
Hugh Jackman
No,
has
he
really
said,
raised his
he said he's not gonna do it. Yeah.
I
'Cause
guess
it-
he is a bit old now.
Also, it's gonna be based on Aragorn when he was younger.
Oh,
okay.
When he
So, yeah.
joins the Dunedain, I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think he
HBO?
won-
Is that...
No, Amazon Prime.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
they haven't done any shows yet, have they?
I don't. Oh, there's a few.
No,
Man in the
have,
High
yeah.
Castle. We were looking at it last night.
They're not
actually.
they're not the most well known.
Yeah, they're not the most well known, but apparently Man in the High Castle is really good, and there's a few other things on there that look quite good actually.
That's really
yeah.
cool. That's got I don't know how to pronounce
Is it Keith Sutherland? Or am I thinking of something else?
I'm thinking of the Japanese Hawaiian actor in it.
Okay.
He's really good. He was in Mortal Kombat back in
What?
1995.
Really?
Like Harry someone.
As who in Mortal Kombat?
The Soul.
Talking about video game movies, been right in Ben's wheelhouse.
Not really. They're all terrible. Yeah, they're all awful. The
I
end.
kind of like that one for like, because it's so bad, it's good.
No,
It's a
no,
great...
no. It's not even that.
I like to get,
Go
really
watch the
drunk and
Super
watch
Mario Bros. movie.
That's the full
Awful.
stop on video game movies.
That is exactly. I mean, you can count Wreck-It Ralph, but that's a.
That's not really.
based
yeah,
on.
It's,
yeah.
yeah, but it's the best.
It's based
one.
on, yeah, it's the best one. Yeah, I can't think of any other. I know WoW didn't get that
WoW-
great.
WoW actually
didn't
did pretty well.
receive. It did well
That
in
was
China.
directed by.
No, it did well in general.
No, it didn't do
well
that
for
bad.
video game movies.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
talking
And
about.
apparently, it's not that bad. It got pretty bad critic
I love
scores. I'm pretty
that
sure.
movie.
I haven't seen
I
it.
think
I
the-
want to.
Yeah, I think the big issue is people thought it was based on World of Warcraft. It's not. It's based on Warcraft, which
Yeah.
is the games before World of
Yeah.
Warcraft.
Yeah.
Speaking of the director, Matt, it was what's his name? He directed Moon.
Yes, David Bowie's.
That's it.
Which is he's a very talented person, and it's really sad.
Yeah,
that
I
he
can't
always
remember-
says David Bowie's son in my
Yeah.
mind.
I did.
Oh,
love
it's
Moon.
Duncan Jones. Sorry.
Jones.
I
Yeah.
knew it was Jones.
Yeah.
So
Did
I was
anyone-
thinking David Jones, but I'm like, no, that's where I get all my suits from.
I know his birth name Zowie Bowie, but I couldn't think of Duncan Jones.
Ew,
Wait,
that's
really?
unfortunate.
His name is Zowie Bowie.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
That's
It's like being named like Johnny Flame, and then going like Chris Johnson. Or something.
Did anyone see the spiritual sequel to Moon that
Yes.
was on Netflix?
I liked Mute. I liked it.
I thought it was like kind of tragic because it had like 5 really good films
Yes.
interwoven into this thing
Yes.
that was just unwieldy. You know what I mean?
I liked it. I didn't think it was that bad.
I didn't feel like
It wasn't as good as Moon. I'll say that.
who was
but-
the actor?
Skarsgård. Yeah, it was Skarsgård.
Which
one?
There's
so
so many
many.
Skarsgårds.
They're like Baldwin
the one
brothers.
from
There's Alexander Skarsgård.
Alexander Skarsgård. He felt like he was in this great movie that was completely separate from the movie that Paul Rudd and Justin Theroux were in. They were, both good movies, but they had no business being in the same movie.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
it did kind of collide weirdly.
Yeah.
Sometimes artists get carried away like that, and they don't streamline their ideas enough.
Yeah.
So,
what was he the director of? Why did you bring him up?
what
was he attached to?
I'm forgetting now. We're talking about Warcraft.
Video game
There's
movies
Warcraft and then
Yeah.
something else.
I like Duncan Jones's film, and it's just, the name. I shouldn't have brought it up because the name's escaping. The one on the train.
Source Code.
Source Code.
Oh,
I
Actually, I loved that movie. Yeah,
I
that's good.
really liked that. I just couldn't remember the name. I can't remember his name. I can't remember the name of his movies.
But you like them somehow.
I did. No, it was really good. It had
Is that Jake Gyllenhaal?
Jake Gyllenhaal playing this sort of avatar version of himself that has to sort of solve this bombing and
Groundhog Day style.
and it has some really epic implications that made me existentially question whether or not he's the greatest hero that's ever lived. And I kind of cried and ate ice cream and pissed my
Never
pants.
I did a lot of weird things. Are you okay, Matt? Is everything alright? Not after watching Source Code.
So I guess we can move on to like some of our trailer talk
Yes.
then. Yeah. So a couple things came out this week. Like you were getting smashed with different trailers.
Yeah.
But How to Train Your Dragon 3, which is very exciting.
You think you get the point by now.
There has been a lot of trailers this week. A lot. I have been getting email after email of trailers. I haven't even watched all of them. But my favorite two were Into the Spider-Verse and How to Train Your Dragon 3.
Yeah.
I have gone on a complete kind of blackout. Just been focusing on other things recently. What is this Into the Spider-Verse? I'm unfamiliar.
Is it a show?
No,
No.
it's a
Spider-Man.
Sony movie animated about Miles Morales. The animation is really interesting.
They also did the Emoji Movie.
No,
just
no.
saying.
It looks.
I wanted to see that. I'm not gonna lie.
I like Miles Morales. I
Yeah.
was reading the comics when he first came out, so I have like his first issue and everything. I was reading for quite a while. It looks really interesting the way they've done it.
So it's a Spider-Man animated movie.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, and Spider-Man, Peter Parker himself is also in it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
It's older, right? Like
yeah,
he's gotta pass the baton.
Yeah, it's taking a bit of a different view of his origin. So when Miles Morales comes in the comics in the first place, Peter Parker was still 15 and he was dead. Whereas Miles Morales kind of took over that mantle after he'd passed away. This looks like they're going to have like a Peter Parker mentor kind of angle going on and have Spider-Man. It could be, it's not going to be the Ultimate Universe, it'll be another universe on top of that because Spider-Gwen's in it as well, so it's a whole
Which
mix.
I'm super stoked. Like that'll
Yeah.
be awesome.
Comics, man. They're freaking complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It opens with him saying, this is not like, the trailer opens with him saying like, this is not your universe, it looks and sounds like your universe, but you know, this is a different Spider-Man. His monologue is that basically at the start of the
Very
trailer.
clear.
Crazy that they
Yeah.
can do that. They can just sort of do. It was like they used to be very, very careful about how like
Continuity.
continuity, and we've got to make this X-Men story relatable. No more bright colors. They're just got to be in black.
Wait, yeah, that's the DC universe you're talking about.
Yeah, now it is. Yeah.
And then they're just like, okay, this is Universe B7. You're not getting used to it.
Yeah, get over it. It's animated and it's very neon and colourful.
You'll enjoy it, damn it.
It's used so frequently though. It's like, oh, we got this issue with isn't this character dead? Oh, new universe. Okay, fine.
I honestly think DC should do that now.
Yeah, they need to do something.
Fanship.
Flashpoint Paradox is my favorite DC thing that I've ever seen.
They've got nothing
They
else
have-
to lose. So.
They actually have a version of Superman who's not the most boring superhero in the world because he's just so
Yeah.
goddamn powerful.
Is that in
like
the
a-
actual Flash TV show?
No, they did like a movie about it. That's the one
Oh,
that I've
okay.
seen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
alright.
Flashpoint.
Yeah, because the Flash TV show because there's the Flash and Arrow and Supergirl and all that.
CW ones.
Yeah, all those CW
Arrowverse.
ones. Yeah, but some of those shows are actually in different universes to each other, but they still connect together.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
That seems
like I'm
messy.
pretty sure the
Yeah.
Supergirl. I'm pretty sure the Supergirl show is set in a different universe to what Flash is.
Okay. But they met, so yeah.
Yeah, but they
This is
meet.
my
Like
point,
it
right?
crosses over.
Oh, because I
It's-
guess
they
Flash
go-
has his old...
Yeah,
I
it's this whole
hate
changing
you
universes
all.
thing. Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
my
DC,
point.
why do you stop?
Apparently the shows are pretty good.
No,
I haven't
I
watched
enjoy
them,
the
but
DC.
yeah.
Well, I did, but that sounds very confusing. But I thought DC always did really good TV shows, and then Marvel had the
Yeah.
film on
Yeah.
like down pat.
Watched the
But
first season of Arrow and it was pretty good.
If they could
I
just
enjoyed that a
if they can
lot.
get rid of Zack Snyder and stop getting like Ayn Rand philosophy and jammed into like Batman, that would be great. It's a great way to start.
Yeah,
Hit a trigger point for Matt, I think.
Oh, yeah, they're just
just get it right. you
Batman
guys.
and like Superman doesn't kill people and he's like snapping necks to justice. Like,
He's shooting people. That's the worst
yeah,
part.
yeah, Superman's got guns. What is this happening? Oh, it just I liked Watchmen. I did like Watchmen.
Yeah, Watchmen's amazing.
But apart from that, Zack Snyder can just fuck off. Please.
300's okay.
I'm not a big fan. It's not bad, but I'm not a big
Yeah.
fan. But
It's fine.
yeah,
That's where he really
that
started,
was, I
didn't
think
he?
that was his big explosion.
Sucker
Yeah.
Punch was just the blandest
Oh
movie.
my
I've ever
God.
seen.
It's
Sucker
because
Punch.
they got in trouble with they wanted to make an R-rated film, but then they
course he
also
did.
put down the
Right.
ratings, so they couldn't make a good film.
And it wasn't.
How can I make this more depressing? Maybe I'll have a child die.
It is a depressing movie. The person getting lobotomized at the end is just like,
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's now he's like just crossing over into reality. What he's doing to us, it's like image, like symbolism.
But it's also like I didn't care about any of the characters, but I didn't like seeing what was happening to the characters. It was that terrible combination.
Yeah.
That's so bleak. That's
It's just
like,
oh god.
like Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, where it's so gross. It's not even in like you kind of. Actually, it's not like Henry Portrait. You can
Yeah, I'm glad
appreciate
you
that-
stopped that.
You can appreciate it as art, but it's so bleak, and you're just like, I hate these people. Why won't they just shoot each other instead of people
end
that
this misery?
Yeah, it's miserable. He's a miserable man. Why is he so? I don't like people that are more miserable than me because it makes me feel uncomfortable that there's like lower places.
It makes you feel shit for feeling shit yourself. You're like, oh,
It makes
that's
me
for
feel,
me at least.
I don't want to feel superior to anyone. It's just so. Oh, like how does he take Superman with his blue and his red and his yellow and like he's a bit. A lot of people think Superman's bland and boring, but there's stuff to explore in like why this super powerful being gives a single crap about humanity at all. And that's because he's got these awesome step parents, and he meets Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen, and he develops his human attachment. He's like, oh, these few good people are worth protecting, even if the rest of people are scum. And Lex Luthor's a megalomaniac, but he takes that and he's like, I'm gonna make. Is it Jonathan Kent? His stepfather? I forgot his name.
I have no idea.
He's like, son, you only look after yourself. I'm just, I can't get over how much this guy just, like, he's not appropriate for the movies he's trying to make.
Yeah,
If he can
it was always a weird choice.
Yeah.
It was always a weird choice.
If he could make him, like, if I want to watch a depressing movie and Zack Snyder directs his autobiography, like, I'll be like, yeah, okay, I'll check that out. But I don't really want him in the DC universe anymore because it's sad.
Yeah.
But on to a lighter note.
That's more depressing than 13 Reasons Why.
Oh,
He's making up for last
I
week.
just before we go into the bunker battle, you mentioned How to Train Your Dragon 3, and we didn't talk about it at all.
None.
Is there much? It's another How to Train Your Dragon movie.
It looks really pretty. Those
does
movies
look-
are brilliant.
They
They're
are.
really good movies.
They are, but I've never understood the fan base of that movie in particular of How to Train Your Dragon.
Children?
But no, even
adults.
young adults and everything like that. And I liked the first movie. It's a good movie.
Dragons are pretty cool. I've honestly never seen them because I was kind of not cool
I think
when
that
they first came. They came out when I was like about adulting in my life, so I didn't
Right.
get to like on that same wave of fandom.
They are,
that you
they,
seem to
they,
be
they are
getting
worth
to.
watching. They're great animated movies.
they're beautifully well done.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think
Yeah.
I've just never been invested in the world they created. That's that's a personal preference. I'm not saying it's bad.
I thought it was a euphemism.
I think the characters are more important to it. than the world itself. The world's a pretty it's not stock standard, but it's pretty straightforward. It's a world that has dragons, they're Vikings, done.
That's what I mean. I didn't find that necessarily
Can I be
interesting.
honest? I found that the title made me not want to watch the film.
I was actually about to say that, yeah.
It is a very,
It's not a good title.
Definitely.
It's
Dragons
based on
and Vikings would have been better. I mean, How to Train...
It's based on a book series.
The dragon... Oh, okay. But the dragon should be trained by now. Like, just saying.
Yeah.
They are, yeah, they are.
They are by this point, yeah.
Well, the subtitle for it is the Lost World? Not Lost World. That's fucking Jurassic Park.
It's something
New
like that.
World,
I'm
something like
I'm
that.
forgetting.
They go to where the dragons are, basically, I think.
They seem to, in the trailer, it looks like they find kind of where the dragons are born and stuff.
And there's actually like dragon villages and things like that.
Yeah, and then it looks
almost
like
act human.
there's a hunter that's coming to try and kill Toothless. He hunts that specific breed. I can't remember exactly what it's called.
Doesn't he? Doesn't he
Night
wanna,
Fury?
Yeah,
I
doesn't
think
he want to get the
white-
Light Fury one so that he can't breed or something?
Is that
I thought, so he takes
now
her
it's
so
starting
that
to get sexy.
they can't breed or whatever, and then that race will still die off or something. I think I think it's like a pretty it's a nice animated film, and I really I did enjoy the first one. But we were kind of talking before that, I think the hype for these films seems a little bit over the top, considering it had like a whole TV series and stuff as well. I thought.
true,
Have any of you actually seen the second one though?
No.
I've seen a bit of it.
It was
I think
good.
it was on TV.
It was good. Had a great climax. It was
I
really
imagine
good.
it's the same. Like it's similar to the first movie.
Not really.
Really? Okay.
It is reasonably different.
I don't think I'll personally go out of my way to
No, I'm
see
not saying you
but
need to. I'm just saying they're worth watching. If they're on or something, and
if it's on TV,
it's worth watching.
Yeah, if it's on TV, I'll easily watch it.
Yeah, it's not a waste of your time, basically.
No.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But I just have never been... It's a weird fan base because you don't hear from them for years. And then
there are big stints in between the movies.
But the moment a trailer comes out, it skyrockets. And everyone loves it. And it's like, this... It doesn't make sense to me. But that's his personal preference.
But are you keen, Kelsey, for it?
Yeah, I'm keen to see it. I think I'll still see it. But I think I didn't know whether or not... same thing with this being the last one as well.
That people are freaking out about that.
People are freaking out, but I'm kind of I think that's good. I think that's right, because,
It's nice when people know when to end.
Yeah. Things need to end.
I do like what I saw in the trailer. I don't know the main character's name, but he's just got a beard now.
Yeah.
His face is exactly the same, just with a crappy beard. It looks great.
It's Jay Bachel's character. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't know his name. I've
forgotten.
Whoever Toothless is. Is
the main character, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Toothless is the main character.
I can't believe I used adulting as a verb. I'm disgusted with myself. That's what Zack Snyder does to me. I need to train myself to be better. I think I'm going to see those movies. I'm curious because a lot of in my daytime job, a lot of the children I work with are fans of it. So I'm like, that might be.
But that's to be expected.
Yes,
It's
kids
movie.
Well, that's why I didn't realize it had an adult.
Yeah, no, it's a young adult, but it's rabid.
It's kind of like Pokemon, just with one type.
Well, no, there's different dragons.
Oh, okay.
That was the one part of the first movie I really enjoyed was when he was reading a book about all the different dragons.
they can do different things as well.
Yeah, and they all have different... I mean, they're also not really dragons.
So it's like, if Pokemon was a dragon, but different variations of a dragon.
But there's 5 of them. I don't know, there's not many, really.
Eevee.
Evolution.
One breeds fire, one breeds ice.
Now you're just reciting D&D dragons.
I'm also just reciting... How to Train Your Dragon is just Monster Hunter. I just realised. If you're talking video games.
If they're trying to kill them.
It's just because every monster in Monster Hunter is a dragon of some sort. So it's basically that.
I'm sure eventually all the Pokemon became penises.
Well, Ditto was the original.
Just couldn't draw it. I don't know what I'm doing. How many ideas can you have? I think there's
I know, right?
Like 1 scoop and 2 scoop? Have you
Yeah, the
seen that
ice cream one. The ice cream one's
They're
great.
called Vanillish.
Or the trash bag or the garbage.
Garbodor.
That's awesome.
Like, what were they thinking?
They're not. They're not that bad.
Chandelure.
I like Chandelure.
I actually don't mind.
Yeah, because it's a
Chandelure,
ghost type. It's anyway.
I like it.
Off Pokemon.
No, we're on this now.
We're gonna go into the bunker battle now.
It's Pokemon versus How to Train Your Dragon.
So we're gonna go into this week's bunker battle now. What we do in the bunker battles, we decide what films should be preserved for humanity in the bunker after the world is destroyed. And this week we're going to do a very cult-centric bunker battle. It is going to be Interesting. It's The Room versus Rocky Horror.
Why am I in this?
Yeah, well, you've seen The Room at least.
I don't like Rocky Horror. I've seen Rocky Horror. I don't like Rocky Horror.
Yeah, I know, but you've
Fucking
seen
hate
The
Rocky
Room, so
Horror.
it's something.
I like The Room. I'm voting The Room.
It's done.
Done! The
Move on to
Room!
everyone else.
Hi, Mark. Anyway, memes and stuff.
You're tearing me apart.
You're daring me about it.
I don't like The Room.
That's fair.
Okay, yeah.
I don't. I liked it more before everyone knew it existed. I know it's very hipsterish of me.
I watched it in 2004 or wherever the hell it came out.
I was at the screen.
Before it had a cult following at all.
Yeah, exactly.
I
saw it in the cinema.
I'm where Tommy Wiseau got his money. I wanted that thing made. I did get really excited when he blew his brains out at the end. I do. Even in the disaster artist, I was like, yeah, it's over. When he shot himself. I've only skimmed through it because it's so tedious and frustrating.
The Room you have to watch with people.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you have to make fun of it while you watch it.
It's a night, you make it a whole thing.
You got bit. I like it when he walks in and she's like, "Oh, it's my favorite customer." He just takes off the glasses.
That whole scene is hilarious. I read a story about it in I think it was out of Greg Sestera's book, Disaster Artist, about how the dog that he pats in it, he didn't realize it was a real dog. And he asked the lady, because the lady that he says, "Hey, you're my favorite customer" in the flower shop, actually owned that flower shop.
Yeah.
And they just got her to stay in and do it. And he did the scene about 3 or 4 times before he noticed the dog sitting there and said, "Oh, is that a real dog?" And that was his first interaction with it. He just went, "Oh, hi, doggy." And that got put in the film.
Wow. Tommy Wiseau can't be a real person. He just
I don't
can't.
think he is.
He just
No
can't
one
be.
knows where he came from.
No.
What he
He has very recently on the Disaster Artist tour finally admitted that he's from Europe.
We narrowed it down.
Thanks for that.
But that was a big deal. He was with James Franco on I think it was the Tonight Show or something like that, one of those late night shows, and said like he was from Europe. And even James Franco turned around and went, "What? Like you've never admitted where you're from."
There's conflicting stories about which European country he's from.
Yeah, it's it's whether he's from France or Poland.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
and now what about your opinion on Rocky Horror then?
I am not a fan.
Thank you.
I
feel validated.
I came to it after hearing Time Warp at
Every school disco you ever went to?
Yes.
Because that's where I started with it.
Yeah.
I hated the Time Warp. Mm-hmm. I hate Zack Snyder and the Time Warp. They're the two things. I'm just like I can respect that people like to get dressed up and go and have like cult fan nights as the characters and that sort of
If you
stuff.
go watch, I've been to 2 stage shows, so they do the actual show in front of the movie playing. I went to one here in Brisbane at the Schnell Theatre at UQ, and I went to one in a cinema when I was in New York with my partner. We went to a Chelsea movie theatre in New York and watched it, and it was amazing. It was a lot smaller, there was less people there. It was 12 o'clock at night in New York. It was cool.
That would
the
be
cast
fun.
was amazing.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
And I like Tim Curry. I'm sad he's dead. Wish you could
Thanks,
trade
Matt.
places with a certain Zach.
He's getting slammed.
I really don't
Tim
like
Curry's not dead.
Wait, I thought he was dead.
He's not dead.
Dude, he's dead.
I think he's dead on the
Is he
inside.
dead?
I'm pretty sure he
I
is.
don't
To the
think so.
internet.
I believe he's dead.
Yeah, we shall Google this while Matt continues his statement.
Sorry, Tim.
I'm pretty sure he is actually, if I'm being honest.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think
He's got that dead look of him.
Wait, what?
He's not dead. No, he hasn't passed away.
No, yeah, okay, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah,
There you go.
Wait,
still,
what?
He's still trucking.
I'm sure there must have
That
been
is
a fake
weird.
news
It was
story.
must have
I
been one of those
certain.
fake news ones like they
I
always.
was certain he got cancer.
It's always Morgan Freeman usually though.
Nelson Mandela. I get confused between the two.
No, he's 72. He's going all right. Yeah.
That is
Good on him.
so...
I swore.
Me too,
he
dude.
Me too, to be honest. Yeah.
Right after Alan Rickman, right?
Yeah, around
Yeah, that same.
That was
Year
David
of
Bowie,
death.
wasn't it?
Yeah, Bowie died.
That was
around
David
that time.
Bowie.
A lot of
No, no,
people
no,
died in
no, no, no.
2016. A lot of people died in 2016.
I'm not getting confused between David Bowie and Tim Curry, but I have to put the room.
So it's a solid room.
Yeah,
from you.
I can laugh at that, whereas the time warp will make me want to murder everyone in the bunker.
So for me, it's really difficult.
It is, because you love both.
Yeah, I love both. Incredibly difficult. Both of them I was introduced to properly by my partner. So you got...
So, sorry to interrupt. When you say properly...
Like, I had, like, going off the time warp, like you were saying. I knew Rocky Horror from the... Before that, I knew Rocky Horror from the time warp, hearing it 100 million times at every
broad
school disco I
strokes.
ever went to. And I fucking hated it.
But is the reason you like it now because of those experiences?
It's because of those experiences, yeah.
But it's not the movie as itself.
No, the movie is... I've never actually watched the movie.
There you go.
Right. Interesting.
But the thing is, with both of these movies, both of these movies are something that you have to watch with other people.
Yeah.
There is an experience that revolves around them that includes, like, people coming together for them. So, you know, Rocky Horror has all its things. You throw, what is it? Like confetti at some point, I think. They throw water on you, and you hold up newspapers when it's raining near the start.
Okay.
There's all those things, and then the room, you throw spoons. You get up and you throw footballs during it. Like and you yell out different things. It's the same thing really. They're very similar, the cult followings, with what you do.
Sounds like one of my last
Kind of the
games.
procedure you go through when you're watching one of those, either the movie or that like stage play.
Right.
Yeah. So it's really difficult for me.
Do you want us to come back to you, perhaps?
No, I don't want to be the deciding factor. I don't want to be the deciding factor.
That's why you pushed through.
Yeah. Because you went straight away.
Because I just wanted to get it over with. I hate Rocky Horror with a burning passion.
See,
I know
I
you
love
want
it.
you want to try.
I want to drag you along to one of those things because it is fun.
I will be kicking and screaming.
Oh, and I will drag you there kicking and screaming
Ugh.
because it is really fun.
I
They
just
are
have-
very fun.
I have bad memories of when I watched it.
I know, but if you came with a group of friends,
yeah, but
watched people make idiots of
But
themselves on
that's
the
my
stage,
point, right? It's
like,
not the movie; it's the experience that.
yeah,
you like
and that's what
about
I'm
it.
saying.
The movie sucks.
Both these movies is about the
Yes.
experience, so it's really just voting for the experience and not the movie.
I know. It's like, I mean, at least at least for me, The Room, it's got the standalone jokes and memes and all that you can get more out of it from more viewings.
True.
Rocky Horror, I don't feel like has that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You're trying to sway me, but I think
am.
I'm gonna. You're trying to sway me in the room. You're trying real hard, but no.
If Rocky Horror's in this bunker, I'm getting nuked. I am walking out.
nuked.
I'm getting nuked.
I'm gonna choose Rocky Horror though because
Interesting.
I the songs are great. Other than Time Warp.
Oh, there's other songs.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of other songs. You can't beat fucking Meatloaf coming out and singing "Hop Tootie Bless My Soul." I
yeah,
love that
Meatloaf's
bit.
in it,
And
yeah.
then like we went and saw the actual play of it as well, and with Frankenfurter standing on the side, starting the chainsaw to go chase him around while he's singing "Hop Tootie Bless My." It's hilarious. It's great.
weird.
And they are extremely catchy, fun songs to sing.
Okay.
So I'm going with Rocky Horror.
I want Tommy Wiseau to do a musical now.
I want Tommy
That
Wiseau
would
in
be
Rocky
phenomenal.
Horror.
Oh
might
well,
make it
him
better.
and Greg have a new movie coming out, Best Fiends, and we're going to see it at the end of this month.
I have heard of Best Names.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
so it's going to be interesting.
It's gonna be
And actually, we're going to see Greg Sestero. He's going to be at the screen.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
nice.
cool.
So it should be good.
Awesome.
But which one of you wants to
I don't know. I feel like.
chime in?
Do you want to go?
Okay, sure. First of all, I do have to appreciate the amount of work that went into Rocky Horror as a product versus the amount of work that went into Damn it. Very different things.
Yes.
True.
But that being said, I haven't really. I've watched the Rocky Horror film, but I have never had the experience as Nick is talking about. I did watch The Room with people who had seen it and enjoyed it through that experience.
Did you watch it with us?
I did.
Yes, yeah.
I think I watched it on your third or fourth time.
Yeah, I think
watching it.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I saw it with him on the fourth time, I think.
Oh, who knows?
Right.
You've seen
We've
it
dragged a
so many
lot of
times.
people into
That must have
watching
been
this film.
number
You have. You really have.
Yeah, but I'm kind of torn, to be honest. On the one hand, like, I think I enjoyed my experience with The Room more, but
It doesn't feel like it deserves to win, does it?
right? I feel like
No, it does. It really does.
I also feel like after the whole disaster artist thing, I'm less into The Room
Yes.
for some reason
Really?
because I feel like
Really?
That's parading Tommy Wiseau around just feels kind of mean.
Yeah,
Do you know?
Yeah.
to an extent, but I feel like Franco does actually appreciate him as
Yeah,
a
he's
person.
acknowledged.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure that's the case.
And
I
he's
haven't
not really making fun of him per se. Most of the time,
he?
It's
I
high
don't. I
to
really
lie.
don't think. I
There
really
is a
don't
line,
think
I
he
feel.
is. I've seen a few interviews.
He's telling the story of how The Room was made. If people think that's funny or not.
Yeah.
That's it. He leaves it to them.
I was
Exactly.
doing an impersonation of that person.
And the thing is, Tommy Wiseau is very particular with everything he
Yeah,
does. So
yeah.
he would not have signed it off if he felt like he was being made fun of. And I don't think he's that much of a weirdo that he wouldn't realize that he was being made fun of.
Oh no.
Yeah.
He's not.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have issues with that.
Oh yeah. No, that,
That
I
being
understand.
said,
They both suck. Let's just put it out there. Both movies suck.
Okay, yeah, no, but like, okay, Rocky Horror absolutely sucks. The plot makes absolutely no
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, but that kind of makes it good.
Yeah.
In a way that The Room can never be good.
Yes, yeah. That's
Which
that's
is
a good
interesting.
point.
And I think that's why I'm gonna go with Rocky Horror.
Oh, really? I'm surprised. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
All right, 2v2. This is down to Kelsey.
Tiebreaker.
Oh god.
Mine was a very easy answer for me, actually, and it is The Room.
Ah.
Oh thank god.
Oh,
yes.
So I like Rocky Horror Picture Show, but I think a lot of your argument actually convinced me that the film does not belong in the bunker. That it belongs. It is a good musical, and it should be preserved in that way. I think the film was trash. Seeing it in it does not need to be in the cinema. Whereas if The Room was made into a play, I'd want to kill myself.
Oh, yeah.
So the film.
I would want to be in that.
If we're talking film, and we are,
Yeah.
then I have to say The Room, just based on that alone.
What if we're not talking film? What if we're talking about the
But that's
product?
that's where
We're
this
not.
falls apart, right?
We're talking about the film. So that's how
But the
it
room,
helped me
the
decide.
film is still garbage.
Yeah, that's
They both are, though.
But I don't know if the plot in the room is really that much better than the plot
Also,
in Rocky Horror.
let's let it be known that Judi Dench is in the bunker, so it
So
doesn't
what?
just. We're not just talking about films. We are talking
I
about.
think the experiences, and we can all
Larger.
dress up anyway in the bunker.
Yep.
I'm gonna be.
we can all
I'm gonna be dressed up in women's garments anyway.
So no convincing you?
No.
No.
Okay. I think
That's
that,
fair.
if I
That's
need
fair.
to make it a solid rule, then I'm going to keep with that.
Yeah,
I
fair.
think Rocky Horror is good as a production. It is not good as a movie. The Room, I think, has a lot behind it, which is not a good movie. Neither of them are. But I think I can appreciate it for how bizarre it is and how much it's added to film culture.
I can see that.
Is it ever established in The Room why it's called The Room? Is it
Oh, because the room is a safe place. That is literally the answer Tommy Wiseau gave.
Yeah.
And that's in the bunker.
It's in our bunker. Better than
Piece
Rocky
of
Horror.
trash.
Better than Rocky Horror. We have the worst collection in
who's
history,
that
like,
kid?
honestly.
Who's that kid that watches them have sex a lot?
That is the most confusing.
Sorry,
part.
Denny.
Worrying.
Denny, he jumps
Denny.
on the bed and he's like, Denny's eating!
Also, why is everyone having sex in his apartment?
Why is he filming himself having really bad
The same sex scene.
It's the same sex
scene.
I love how it's the
Yeah.
same scene. They just had to cut it multiple times.
Well, this episode of FilmBunker has been really depressing in a different way than
it's
last
been
week.
weird.
In an existential way.
I feel like it's gonna hurt like 2 hours from now, even worse. Like, oh no! Wow.
Just flashbacks.
Does anyone know what just happened?
Nope.
Nah, me neither.
And on that note,
I can't believe Tim
all
Curry's
things
not
must
dead.
come to an end.
No, right?
I thought he was dead. That's happy. That's good. I still want Zack Snyder gone. Though. Not dead. I'm not making any threats.
I think
over
that's
the
technically like a death threat.
Yeah,
Like if you
no.
say that
Can
about
you-
the president,
yeah.
you can go to prison.
You keep just name dropping one person to punch or kill in every episode,
internet. I'm a very angry person, apparently.
and you want everyone to be your friend.
That's why I don't. That's why I'm asking you to be my friend. Just not Zach. Zach's not welcome to come and have coffee with me. Tim Curry is.
Okay. Now can I end?
Yeah. No. Yeah, go for it.
All right, we'll wrap up here, guys. Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe, give us a rating on iTunes. Subscribe. Actually, listen to the thing would be great too.
Yeah,
Just in general.
listen to it.
Yeah, so, and also remember Matt's open for friendship. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.